Hey RV family, keep it, I keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, the Review Guy, reviewing music for the love of music, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one, I'm going to be covering the new Ashnikko mixtape entitled Demidevil. This is the debut mixtape from American singer and songwriter Ashnikko. She has been steadily building up hype and intrigue and polarization since the latter half of the 2010s. Whether it be through her countless singles, her EPs, her features on other tracks, her blowing up on social media, or the considerable amount of success she has had on TikTok. Chances are you've stumbled across one of her songs, one of her clips, one of her tweets, one of her videos. The biggest question mark whenever there's an artist that generates a lot of buzz very early on into their timeline with a small amount of music in their catalog is, can they have an outing, can they have a mixtape or an EP or an album that has lasting appeal past their initial trendiness? You see this happen a lot with most recently artists like Lil Nas X or artists like Megan Thee Stallion, who have a lot of initial impact, but as soon as they release like a full-length project, it is substantially more underwhelming than anything that came before it, because they're not able to live up to the expectations and the hype that people put on them from the singles. Since usually people will blow up for doing something different or being something out of the ordinary, and if they can't do that on an entire project, people aren't going to care nearly as much, and that's how one-hit wonders are born. Ashnikko has had people hook, line, and sinker leading up to this release. Her influences range from bubblegum pop to electropop to trap to SoundCloud rap to nu metal and a lot of other genres as well, and her punky delivery and demeanor had a lot of people very hopeful that an album could have the same amount of banger material as her other material. There is something really intoxicating about her carefree approach. But my biggest worries going into this project were practically all confirmed, as this record is so much of a mixed bag. Dime a dozen hyper trap beats and choruses that miss the landing as much as hit the landing, some really odd production choices on the audio engineering front, as well as lyrics that'll either come off as very clever or incredibly nonsensical. There is no middle ground, no gray area. She will either have extremely clever songwriting and lyricism that will accommodate good production, like on tracks such as Slumber Party and Daisy, one of her most popular tracks, and then she'll drive off a cliff with tracks like Drunk With My Friends or Little Boy with these scant beats and minimalistic production that just seems so off-kilter compared to everything else. Ashnikko's appeal is greatly influenced by her demeanor, by her lyricism, by her attitude, her coldness, her sort of cynicism, bad bitch delivery on a mic. When her beats turn more low-key, it not only undermines her talents and what she does best, but makes her feel like a constrained artist with tone and songwriting akin to like a Willow Smith or an Ariana Grande with the same bottom-barrel trap embellishments. The roller coaster ride of this mixtape just seems to carelessly cycle between banger and disappointment. Cry sounds like a manic Hayley Williams over a beat that I can only describe as City Morgue if they were extremely melodic. It's great, it's one of the best on the album, and the Grimes feature is very disturbing and unsettling. Ashnikko feels raw, her vocals aren't being slathered in auto-tune and vocal processing, and the beat matches her energy. Ashnikko has all of the elements to be able to set herself in a league of her own and set herself apart from the pack long term, but she falls prey to so many other cliches musically that are in this current landscape that I've seen so many artists fall prey to and then proceed to fall off the map. I also want to point out the track Even Good While It Lasted, which I'll draw the Ariana Grande comparison again. The beat really does seem like it, but it pans out well thanks to good backup production as well as a good chorus that sticks the landing. But by now on the album, the bar is set so low that the things that are considered good on the latter half of this record are still pretty low. It's just everything that came before it is even lower. What factors in as interesting is give or take. Not to mention, Later Boy is Avril Lavigne's Skater Boy redone with a lot of the same lyrics but Ashnikko's own spin, and why you would want to do a recovering of that with your own version, I don't understand. I mean, that's a song from my generation. I get the appeal. It was a song that I liked back when it came out unashamedly, but here it just doesn't hit the same as Avril Lavigne's punky delivery. Ashnikko's mixtape, it still intrigues me for the future considering the implications of the best moments here. She just needs to string her ideas together better so it doesn't sound so derivative, and equalize the mixes so it feels like one album and not just a bunch of scatterbrained ideas. I understand that in the streaming era, single format is much more of an accessible format, but still, if you're gonna make a mixtape, an EP, an album, it should feel like an EP, a mixtape, a fucking album. This record has so many flaws that could be fixed instantly if it was just done a little bit cleaner. Because as of now, this just feels like a bunch of tracks brought together. When she's good here, she can feel like a really fresh-faced artist with a good head on her shoulders and interesting style that could take her places. I want to see her succeed, and while she does have the banger stuff down pat when she wants to, this record just gets bogged down by a lot. I'm going to be giving this album a 5 out of 10. And that is a wrap. Have you heard this new Ashnikko mixtape, Demidevil? If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. I would love to discuss this record with you. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is. My name is Jay Morris, the Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.